Omnichat is a dominant force in the Asia-Pacific customer experience market. With over 5,000 global brands on their roster, they are one of the few providers to hold official partnership status with both Meta and Line simultaneously. However, even the biggest market leaders hit ceilings. Because their marketing efforts focused almost exclusively on the e-commerce and retail sectors, their outreach hit a saturation point, where prospects stopped responding. This reliance on the same pool of prospects led to total content exhaustion. The audience was no longer engaging with the messaging because they had already seen variations of the same omni-channel pitch for years. Beneath the surface, a technical failure was making the problem worse. Unresolved domain infrastructure issues were tanking their email deliverability, ensuring that even their best messages were caught in spam filters. 221B Baker Street took over the account to perform a full audit. We repaired the domain health and overhauled the outbound logic to focus on untapped market segments. To move past this plateau, the strategy shifted away from high-volume broadcasting. The new goal was to identify and engage prospects through narrow, highly specific entry points. The very first move was to replace generic outreach with hyper-localized cultural hooks, designed to completely stand out in regional inboxes. In Hong Kong, we integrated Lunar New Year traditions into the flow. We used digital Lycée red envelopes and Gashapon-style gamification to turn a standard cold touchpoint into a familiar cultural experience. At the same time, we moved the campaign away from the oversaturated retail space and into high-value verticals where Omnichat had little to no previous presence, including automotive, hospitality, and real estate. By moving into these new industries, the campaign can reach decision-makers who weren't already being bombarded by competing omnichannel solutions. To find these new prospects, we used a deep triangulation method. This allowed us to map high-intent leads that were previously invisible to Omnichat's sales team. We tightened the targeting filters to be exclusive, ignoring mid-level managers and locking onto director-level decision-makers who held the actual purchasing power. The challenge was operational. We had to run these aggressive new sequences without overlapping or interfering with the marketing campaigns Omnichat already had in flight. This required a stealth approach. We mapped Omnichat's data web to identify active prospects, allowing our new outreach to maneuver around them and avoid interference. This ensured that every message the prospect received felt like a fresh, singular interaction, rather than a duplicate email from a generic database. Expanding this strategy across borders meant solving a complex puzzle of international privacy and advertising laws. We accounted for specific structural differences between Europe's GDPR and Hong Kong's PDPO to ensure compliant data transfers. Navigating PDPO Section 33, governing data movement outside Hong Kong, we built the campaign logic to function strictly within these legal parameters. In the UAE, we faced even stricter hurdles. The region has intense restrictions on the advertising of pharmaceutical and vice products that could have blocked our expansion entirely. We bypassed these bans by redirecting the campaign toward wellness centers and health supplements. Because these products are classified under food regulations rather than strict pharmaceutical laws, we were able to reach the market safely. By treating regulatory requirements as a roadmap rather than a barrier, the campaigns were able to enter highly restricted global markets without legal friction. The Hong Kong pilot proved the methodology immediately, securing 108 high-level appointments. This pipeline led to one of Omnichat's most significant wins, closing a deal with Zhongfu to provide all-electric e-Actros and e-Iconic trucks for Mercedes-Benz. We then moved the strategy into Malaysia, where the same precision targeting captured 49 executive appointments in a single push. The success continued globally, with 67 total appointments secured across the Singapore and Dubai markets using the same logic. The core strategy worked across these regions with only minor linguistic and regulatory adjustments, proving the framework was scalable. This shows that a precision-targeted foundation can effectively bridge completely different geographic and cultural boundaries. This international SDR strategy transformed Omnichat's business trajectory. Over 3 years, the consistent flow of high-level appointments helped drive an 8-fold increase in revenue, pushing the company past $10 million in annual recurring revenue. This verified growth allowed Omnichat to successfully close a $10 million Series A+ funding round, which they used to launch their new agentic AI as a service platform. Now, the 221B Baker Street targeting method is being deployed toward the next major market, the United Kingdom. If your current pipeline has hit a plateau, it is time to reconsider your approach to outbound with 221B Baker Street. Sustainable enterprise growth isn't about reaching the most people, it's about reaching the right people.